Hello everyone, Satkeval Sahib. I, Prashant Chauhan. I work in Paramguru Pathshala English Medium School, Sarsa. Today I will continue chapter 1st of OCM Standard 12th Commerce. Here, nature and significance of management. Topics will be covered under this presentation are staffing, directing, controlling. And last point, that is coordination. It is in detail, meaning, characteristics and importance. We already completed planning and organizing as a function of management. Now let's start with the third one, that is staffing. Here it is. Staffing, that is employees arms and legs, that is limbs of any unit, right? So whenever limbs are there, that means a different type of the limbs in our body are there. Limbs work properly, body will work properly. So like that, employees are limbs. So employees are at the center in the staffing. According to George Terry, staffing is concerned with availing and maintaining satisfactory manpower. There is one type, simple meaning. Staffing is concerned with availing. Availing, that means to get, and maintain. After availing, maintain that staff with satisfactory manpower. Right? So you have to maintain for a longer time period. Any business organization, small or big, there is a business organization, so there will be existence of staff. So staff is there, that means the business is already established. So when business established, staff will require. So any organization without staff is like a mere skeleton. So if organization is there and staff is not there, it's like a skeleton. Activities of any business unit is totally depend on its staff. Small, big, whatever the activities are there, it is totally depend on its staff. And staffing is directly related with the recruitment of employees for the right position, at the right time, in the right number, with the right qualification. So staffing is nothing, it's a one type of the process with recruitment of different people, that is employees, for the right position. If you are recruiting the person for a manager, give the position of the manager, that is the right position. At the right time, whenever the need arises, at that time you have to recruit. Don't give any type of the extra salaries if there is a no need of that person. Recruit them at the right time, in the right number. There is a requirement of 10 employees, recruit 10, not 12, because expenses will increase. And at the last point, that is with the right qualification. Right, qualification is at the top. Whenever the need arises of that person related to the particular field, then qualified persons are required. So 4 points: right position, right time, right number, and right qualification. That is the particular meaning. It is included in this one. Next one, staffing includes. This is the process of staffing. Staffing includes selection. First of all, select the person. First person, that is the recruitment. Then after selection, then training. Give them training. Transfer is there required. Sometimes promotion will be given. Dismissal is there. Retirement after completion of the 58 or 60 years, and then after lastly welfare activities of employee. These are the different type of the selection related things are there, and then after one by one the other processes are there. Separate information is there in the subsequent chapters. We'll discuss later on at that time. So another thing is there, enthusiasm and zeal. It's a very important. Enthusiasm and zeal of employees are boosted up. Right? If it is boosted up, they are satisfied. So if they are totally satisfied, their work will increase, then after enthusiasm will increase. So with the help of that enthusiasm and zeal, the one person will work in a proper way, okay, to give them motivation. Ultimately, it will lead or increase to the production, in the productivity and also efficiency of the organization. Right? Keep in mind the productivity, that will increase the particular production, but it is directly connected what you are inputting. It is directly output or not. Right? You are inputting 10 units and output is 8 units, that is not good. So that particular increase in productivity and efficiency is directly connected with the motivation, directly connected with the staff's own skill, right? And it will increase with the help of the particular direction. Right? It will be there in the next one, so at that time we'll discuss. But increase in productivity and efficiency, that will lead to that organization at the top level. Staffing function studies problems related to employees. So whenever the staffing word is there, it is directly connected with employees and the success of any business. Keep in mind this sentence, I am repeating: the success of the any business is totally depend on its employees, right? If this question is there in 2 marks, you have to write down all the information whatever we discussed here, right? The success of any business is totally depend on its employees. The last particular thing that is very important, at present staffing includes different type of the things, that is manpower, human resource development, human resource management is also there, evaluation of work, whatever the work is done by the staff, it will be evaluated at the end of the year, right? Appraisal will be given on that basis. Job analysis is also part of the staffing. So all are the parts of the staffing and it is included. The last point, important thing is that a satisfied staff, see, it is the strong belief, right, of every progressive management. Whenever the management is thinking about the future of the business, they have to think about the staff also, right? So the success of business depend on employee. So like that, a satisfied staff is an invaluable asset of business. The whole staff is invaluable asset. You can't value them. It is not considered in the value of the money, right? So it is invaluable. They all are invaluable, right? So keep concentration on the longer and longer maintaining them. So that is the end of this staffing. Next one, directing. It is also important like staffing. Direction means to guide and to supervise the employees. First of all, to guide them, give the guidance to them, and then after supervise them whatever the guidance is given to them. So to guide and to supervise the employees for the accomplishment of objectives. Already these objectives, what are the objectives, how it is completed, it is already discussed. The accomplishment of objectives are totally depend on the different type of the management functions. So first of all, to guide and to supervise. In order to achieve predetermined objectives, objectives are always decided in advance. So to particularly achieve the predetermined objectives, it is very important to direct and to supervise employees of an organization effectively on time, only timely basis. In a business unit, planning is done after defining objectives. Small enterprise is there, big enterprise is there, unit is there, business organization is there. Planning is done, right, after defining objectives. Ideal organization, an ideal organization structure is formed. It is also, we already discussed in last session, right? Raw materials, machineries are purchased. So first of all decide objectives, then after structure is prepared, who will complete the work, right? Raw material, machinery purchase, then after lastly the staff is appointed to complete all the work. So all these things are done only through the staff. So in spite of all these things, right, all the efforts become useless if the superiors fail to provide direction to employees and workers, right? You have raw material, you have machinery, you have worker, you have employee, you have ideal structure, right? You are in that type of the position, you can do anything, but you don't have any type of the capacity to direct them. The superiors are maybe fails to provide direction to employees and workers. Right? The direction is also important point. So superiors has to provide the different type of the direction to the employees and workers. Some of the management or functions are there, other management functions are there, right, worthless without direction. So direction is important because one person must have in an organization who will direct the other persons to do the better work. Okay? Direction includes different types of things are there in direction. Direction includes, first of all, direct the subordinates. This point also covered in last session. Superiors are there, they will divide the work to the others, that are the subordinates, right? To direct the subordinates, supervise them after directing them, supervise them, give orders, it is a duty of the management, give orders, give instructions whenever the need arises, fix the work, whatever the work is there, right? Fix the work for a particular person, particular area, particular time, right? It is fixed. So fix work. To motivate the workers, right? Workers must be motivated through the upper level superiors. To provide leadership, one person will be there who will lead all the other person. So all these things are important in the direction, right? Supervision, subordinates are directly directed by the superiors, right? Orders are given, instruction given, motivation, leadership are there. So these are the things which are including in the direction. A question is there, which things are included in the directing? These are the list. Right? It is there on the screen. Subordinates, supervision, supervise them, order, instruction, work and motivate. Also another thing is that direction is continuous process. Keep in mind all the management functions are continuous, it will not stop, right? It is continuous and it is required at every level of management. It is not required only at the planning level, it is not required at the controlling level, it is required at every level of management. So that is the directing. Simple, everywhere direction is required, right? Next point, that is the last function of the management, that is controlling. Control is the function of maintaining balance among efforts throughout the year, throughout the particular process. The efforts must be there to balance the things. Result will be there, resources are available and objectives. So control is controlling is the function of maintaining, must be maintained the balance among all these things: efforts, result, resources and objectives. If balance is not there, then orders will be high, they will do the work, efforts are good but results are zero, right? Resources are there, it is not controlled, then wastage will increase, right? That means wastage will increase, then resources will not be fulfilled. So last function of management is there, controlling, right? The function of controlling is to see whether all the business activities are done with the conformity of planning or not. We already plan at the first function, right? As per the planning the work is going or not, right? So it is the duty of the controlling to see work is completely going or not going. You can say controlling in a different way, but here controlling is a thing as per the traditional concept. It means to have restriction on employees activities, employees or workers working throughout the day. So from side of the workers there is a restriction. Controlling means restriction, it wasn't additional approach, right? Strict approach, controlling is strict approach to have provision of punishment or fine in case of mistake of employees. That was there in controlling before so many years, that's why it is here mentioned here as a traditional score concept. Next point, that is transferring or withholding promotion. You are not doing a work properly, so you are not transferring from here to upper level, right? From lower level city to metro cities, not transfer is not given. Some of the promotions are withholded. So it is a negative approach of controlling. Question is there, controlling is a negative approach, right? Explain the statement. But controlling is not a negative approach, right? These are the some traditional concept, but nowadays controlling is a positive approach. Modern time says controlling or it is a positive approach. How? So here it is a corrective activity too, positive approach, and also it is corrective activity. It is not to restrict, right, the activities, because the function of controlling is not to restrict the activities but to direct them in the right direction. If these all activities are not done as per planning, so I'm repeating the things, it is not to restrict the activities. Controlling is for the positive approach, it is not for negative things, right? To direct them in right direction. Those who are not working properly, through the controlling we can able to give direction in a right way, in a right path. And if these activities are not done as per planning is there, and as per planning work is not going, then controlling is required. Everywhere controlling is there, it is also continuous process. So lastly, controlling is to see that mistakes made in the past are not to be repeated in the future. That's why the controlling is required, right? It is for the future, bright future, right? Whatever the mistakes made in past are not to be repeated in future, right? Some of the things are there, it will be repeated in future, so controlling is nothing, right? So why the controlling is there if the mistakes are repeated? So because of controlling, the mistake maybe which was already there in past not repeated. So that is the end of the controlling. Here 3 points are completed today: staffing, directing and controlling. Separate chapters are there for all these three, right? Now next point, that is coordination. A separate point is there. Sometimes 3-mark question is directly asked from the coordination, because here the importance of the coordination and characteristics are also there. Start with some basic information about coordination. It is required at every stage of management like other functions. Coordination is necessary for planning to controlling. That means planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. In every function of the management, coordination is required. Coordination gives a sort of an assurance. This particular function gives sort of an assurance, right, for the accomplishment of objectives. No work remains incomplete and no work is duplicated. Thus the work becomes easy. That is the main objective of coordination. No work incomplete, that means it will not remain incomplete, and no work is duplicated. So work becomes easy. Because of this coordination, it is really easy. Work will not be repeated. Keep in mind, work will not be repeated through the coordination, because incomplete work will be there. Through the coordination it will be clear and duplication of the work will not there. Let's start with the meaning. To bring a coordination and harmony among the different functions. I already gave the name of the function. So there must be harmony and coordination between all that functions which are carried out by the different departments. There are so many departments are there. For example, purchase, store, right, marketing, finance, accounting. Different departments are there. I am giving the names separately, but different departments are there. In the business unit is called coordination. So there must be a harmony between all the departments, right, carried out with the business purpose. That is the meaning. Now characteristics. Right? Here characteristics are always asked in a statement, in a state method. Like you can say, whenever characteristics are there, so state the characteristics of coordination. So you have to write down only one sentence for that one. There is no need to give the details about this studies. Give the if 3 mark question is there, give the 6 points of that one. 2 marks, then 4 points are required. The first one, coordination is required for all the activities, right from planning to controlling, already discussed. So therefore management process is not possible without coordination, because everywhere planning is there, everywhere other functions are there. So coordination is required in every function. Next one, every level of management, coordination is required at every level of management, right, top level, middle level, bottom level, right, all are connected with each other. Third one, success of coordination depends upon effective communication, right. It is also there in the subsequent chapter, communication. But keep in mind, all the successful businessmen are there. They are, maybe we can say, they are because of the effective communication. So success of any of the business is depend on their function. Function is depend on coordination. So success of coordination is totally depend on effective communication. Communication is at the top. The wrong information will be there, coordination will be wrong. Next one, cooperation is also required. So coordination is not possible without cooperation. Right? Cooperation also there. You know what is the cooperation? Last year we already discussed in the particular chapter of OCM, right? So cooperation of employees, those who are engaged in different activities, right, is necessary to maintain coordination among the or various type of the activities of the organization. The cooperation of employees in the different activities, they will maintain coordination with the various activity. The cooperation and coordination both are related with each other for the different type of the and various activities. Next one, common point already discussed in last session, optimum utilization of resources is possible due to coordination. Wastage will decrease because of this optimum. And last point, simple, very important, coordination is a part of every activity of management. I told you earlier, it is for every level, it is for all activities. So therefore coordination is considered as soul of management. So if one sentence is there, coordination is considered as soul of management, you have to write down the characteristics, right, of the coordination. Sentence type question is there, then you can easily write. It's a soul of management. See, we already completed 5 different functions of management, right? But coordination is the 6th one, even though it is the soul of the management, right? Last point about the coordination, for the coordination importance. Simply, coordination makes management functions, that is planning, organizing, directing, controlling, all effective. Right? The management functions make effective through the coordination. Second one, it is easy manner. So coordination makes possible all the function activities in an easy manner, because you can directly coordinate with the different type of the activities. Third one, coordination leaves work incomplete and no possibility of the duplication of work. This is already discussed. Duplication of work will not be there. Right? Repetitive work will not be there because of controlling, and controlling is directly connected with the coordination because all are connected with each other. Fourth one, coordination maintains harmony among the various departments of the management. It is also discussing the characteristics, right? Next one, yes, it is important. Coordination enables to maintain a balance between order and time. Whenever the order is given from the top to middle to bottom, this from the different departments, it should be completed on time. So maintain balance between order and time. If coordination is there, right, all are coordinated with each other with the help of cooperation, right, then and then they will able to maintain the balance, right, of business units and different activities performed by various departments. So it should be maintained to the coordination. And last one, sixth one, coordination leads towards accomplishment of objectives. Nothing special, predetermined objectives are there. It will be done through the coordination. So that's the end of the our second point under the first chapter, that is functions of management. So sometimes see, as a part of weightage, mostly all the functions have this separate chapters, right? So looking after the coordination is important for this particular point. 3-mark question. Now after this one, last point is there, functional areas of management, we'll discuss in our next session. That is the last point of this chapter. Then after the 10-mark chapter will be completed. Keep in mind the weightage of this chapter is 10 mark. A very important chapter is there. Short information is there. Functions of management: planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Here 4 functions are there. And next one, management functions: planning from center to right side, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And in left one function is not there, right? It is as per our discussion of the different type of the experts, right? So it is depend upon the particular management. That's the end of the sessions. Thank you very much.